Are you prone to anxiety? Do you stay up all night imagining the worst case scenario? Well, do I have a psalm for you? In our psalm reading today, Psalm 124, it says that if the Lord had not been on our side, let Israel say, and then it goes on to give this worst case scenario for Israel. What might have happened if the Lord wasn't on their side? Would they have been led out of Egypt? Would they have gotten lost in the desert? Would they have won that battle? If the Lord wasn't on their side, how bad could it have got? Life is bad for the psalmist now. They are surviving by the skin of their teeth. They're like a bird escaping through the fowler's snare. But, if the Lord wasn't on their side, how much worser could it have been? Could you imagine? The psalm invites all of us to imagine our worst case scenarios. Let your dread go wild. You think things are bad for you now? Well, how much badder could it have been if the Lord wasn't on our side? While your therapist might disagree with me, I think that this can be a helpful exercise. Let me tell you about my car. In 2014, I bought a brand new car. I had only ever owned used cars before, and I was very excited to have a vehicle that I knew would have at least a couple years before I had to send it to be repaired. 2 weeks after I drove that car off the dealership lot, just 2 weeks, and the front fender was smashed and duct taped together, and the windshield cracked. Oh, how awful to ruin a brand new car that still had the brand new car smell. But I tell you, if the Lord had not been on my side, if I had been driving my old busted up car, if anything at all had gone even slightly different, the situation would have been a lot worse than a smashed up fender. Fenders can be fixed, and there was an array of duct tape colors in the Dollarama that matched my vehicle. So what if I ruined my car? If the Lord was not on my side, it could have been worse. What about you? I'm sure you too have had close calls in your life, moments that could have been worse. Perhaps it was a health scare, or a brush with violence, or an accident narrowly avoided. Let's look at whatever it is you're struggling with right now. Maybe it's an issue you have at work or with a relationship in your life. Just think about that moment and ask yourself if it could have been worse. What's the worstest way that scenario could have gone? And if you can imagine something that would make you even more upset than you are right now, well, perhaps you have a reason to praise God. Yeah, I have no money in the bank, but I ate a meal today. If the Lord had not been on my side. Yes, you have some bad chronic joint pain, but at least you also don't have gallstones. If the Lord had not been on your side. Yes, the state of world affairs is atrocious, but at least nuclear disaster hasn't happened yet. If the Lord had not been on our side. This is admittedly a weird way of counting your blessings, and it shifts your perspective from one of complaint and misery to one of gratitude and appreciation. And this is more than simply saying to yourself, it could have been worse. Psalm 124 is telling you to locate your gratitude in God. It could have been worse if it wasn't for God. In those moments, God helped me. God changed the course of my life. Because I know I am not yet living in the worst case scenario. I know that the Lord has been on my side. The Lord is on your side. So think on that the next time anxiety keeps you up at night. If the Lord had not been on your side, what might have happened? And then, once the nightmares pass, rest easy, knowing that God is on your side this day and every day. Amen.